I am Prasad and welcome to Automation Insights. Today we are going to see how to use combo box or multiple checkbox in UiPath forms. For using the forms, we need to install a package called UiPath.form package from Package Manager. Multiple checkbox in UiPath forms can be used when we want to make the user select multiple options from an input form. Like in today's example, we are going to create a form where the user needs to select multiple sports categories in an form. First, we will install the package from the Manage Package window. Go to the Official tab, type UiPath.form and it will show three package from the official UiPath packages window. So we need to install UiPath.form.activities. Install the package and it will after we install the package, we can see the activity by searching create form in the activities panel. So once we search the create form, it will show an activity and it is under system form category. So we can go to system and then form and we can see three activities related to that package. Drag and drop an activity called create form which we need to use to create a form in the UiPath Studio. So once we expand the create form activity, we can see the user interface of this. So we can see multiple options where we need to drag and drop the buttons or the tables or anything we want. And we have the options of save the form, save as the template and clear form and preview the form. So we need to drag and drop an button called SelectBoxes component. So this component will be used to show multiple options and the user can select any number of options from it. So it is like a radio button, but unlike radio button where we can select only one option, we can select multiple options from that multiple choices. So let's give a name called favorite sports. So this is the label for that component and description is nothing but the description of that particular component. So once we type, we can see the description is showing under the checkboxes. So and tooltip is nothing but same as description, but when we hover the mouse through that information icon or question mark icon, we can see the tooltip for that particular component. So it will not interfere with the actual form design. So and there are multiple options present for that particular component, like the inline label, hidden the component or hide the label or disable the component. Now we will add some data to the checkbox. So as it is an favorite sports, we have to add multiple options related to sports category. So first I will add cricket and then football. So let me type football and you can see there are label and value. So the label is nothing but the data source in the form and value is the actual value of that form. So once we get the output out of the form in UiPath Studio, we are going to work with the value instead of label. So the label and value can be different datas, but the value is the one where we are going to use in the UiPath Studio. And now once we comes to the display section, we can see that inline label is present. So it is nothing but all the data will be stored in a single line instead of multiple lines. And the field key is the one where we are going to use in the UiPath Studio to get the data out of the form. So we will see how it's going to be work in the UiPath Studio. Now let me preview the form so we can see how the form is actually looking in the real life scenario. So we can see there are four categories in this favorite sports checkbox, cricket, football, and but the submit button can be pressed even if we don't select any one checkbox. So we at least need one checkbox to be selected for the process to continue. So we go to the validation, we will check the required option. So this is nothing but at least one label has to be checked in the component so that the process can be moved forward with that option. So once we check the require it, we can see that at least one checkbox has to be checked in the form. And we can also give the minimum number of options we need to check, the user need to check, and the maximum number of options we can check in the form. So the minimum two labels has to be checked for this particular form, and we can check maximum up to three labels, but the fourth label cannot be checked. So the minimum number is two and the maximum number is three. So let's save the form and now we can preview this. So the submit button has not been enabled. So once we check and checkbox, it asks to check two checkbox has to be checked, and the maximum number of checkbox can be checked is 3, and the football is disabled. So let me save the form and close the form as well. Before that, we need to get the field key from that particular component. So let me save it and close the form. So we need to use this field key to get the data out of the form into the UiPath Studio. We will now create an variable where we are going to save the data which we are getting from the form. So let me give the variable a name out checkbox values. And the data type for this particular variable is dictionary of string comma boolean. So the label is the string and the boolean is nothing but true or false, where true is if the checkbox is checked and false if it's not checked. So let me type system dot collections dot generic dot dictionary. So dictionary is nothing but an data type where we have key and value pairs. So the data type for the key is string, which is the value comes from the label, and the value is the boolean, which is showing if the checkbox is checked or not. Now we need to get the data out of the UiPath forms. For that, we need to go to the properties and then form field collection, give the field key which we get from the checkbox. So this value has to be the same as the field key. Give the direction as out, type as system dot dictionary, and then give the value as the which one we created, where it will save the data from the UiPath forms and into the UiPath Studio. And now we are going to use for each loop through all the labels and check which labels are checked and which labels are not checked. In the list of items, give the variable which we created dot keys. So we need to get all the keys from that particular dictionary, loop through that all the keys and get the value and check which keys are checked and not checked. So the keys means which labels are checked and not checked. So we use write line for this. Go to the advanced editor. We are going to use string.format method to format the data and then show that into the write line. So this is the expression we are going to write to format the data. So 0 means it will be replaced by the first parameter in the format method, and then the 1 is the second parameter in this method. So the first parameter is the key, so which key, and then the second parameter is the value for that particular key. So we can get by dictionary of key, will get the value for that particular key. So string dot format 0 will be replaced by key and 1 will be replaced by the value for that particular key. So let me close this, save this window, and then now if we run the workflow, it will show the forms where we need to check the values from that favorite sports category. So once we run the workflow, it will show the UiPath form designer. So it will ask to select as the favorite sports category. So let me check 3 categories from this checkbox, and then we click submit. So once we click submit, in the output panel, we can see that we selected cricket, hockey and golf, and we not check football. So the football is the only option which we get false, and all the 3 options is true. So that means all the 3 options has been checked and the football has been not checked. So this is how we can use the UiPath forms checkbox component in UiPath forms designer. So we can see another example for UiPath forms in the next video. So thanks for watching.